Elephant is part of one of the largest auto insurance companies in the world with operations in 7 countries. But we only have one hometown, Richmond. Thank you, Richmond. We're proud to be one of your fastest growing employers. More care, less cost. That's the Elephant difference.
Well, they obviously played us really, really well at their place. It was a close game. Came down to literally the final second. Coach Cruz has done a really good job with their young team. They had a lot of turnover from last year's team to this year's team, and I'll tell you, they did a great job in recruiting. They've got some young guys that are going to be terrific players in this league. First and foremost, Malik Yarborough. He's, I think, as good as any freshman in the league, and is an all-league caliber player. He's a matchup problem for a lot of teams, and he has a wide range of skills. He hit 2 threes against Rhode Island in their last game. He's bringing the ball up the floor. He's really, really good around the basket. He's good handling the ball. So we're going to need to do a better job on him than we did last time.
Coach, that game against George Washington is crucial win for you guys, but it's still a pretty big logjam at the top of the Atlantic 10. Each game moving forward is going to be important if you want to win. Does that add any more pressure than you guys already have on yourselves to win each game?
It depends how you look at it. I think, for us, our focus has to be on having a great day of practice today and trying to win the game tomorrow. And I don't think that would be any different regardless of how the standings fell or where we were in the standings or where other teams were, where our opponent is. It really doesn't matter. But if you look at it the wrong way, I mean, if you try to win more than one game at once, and certainly you could think that way. But we just want to go 1-0 tomorrow, and that's where our mindset is. And then from there, either way, we'll move on.
Seeing the aggressiveness that you guys play with Saturday, I don't know, can't answer this question next week or at the end of the season or even now, but what do you think your guys learn about themselves in 2 games without Trey? The way that they fought, battled, scrapped, unfortunately, so too. But what do you think they learned?
Yeah, I think our guys, showed great resiliency and fight in those games. Really played. In some ways, played really well in terms of responding to a tough situation with our 2 best players being out, and then responding to opposing teams that were making some really good plays. I think sometimes what gets lost in situations when you're focusing on your team or on one team is the performances of the opponent. The other team wants to win too. The other team has good players too. The other team, in the case of when we're on the road, has a raucous crowd behind them as well. So I think we learned some things in terms of what some of the individuals on our team can do. We just need to keep getting better and keep making strides.
Coach, Jaquan's maturation, has that gone even better than you may have expected? It's been pretty impressive kind of running the show for you guys.
Yeah, it's Jaquan. He's pretty particular about that.
That was my next question.
No, I'm serious. He is. No, he's done a really nice job ever since Bree got hurt. To be honest with you, I think he's been our best player offensively in the past 4 games. Probably hasn't been close when you add it all together. Now it comes down to defensively, can he continue to get better? Because that's where the biggest area of growth is needed, and that's been the case, his whole career, and certainly before Bree got hurt this year. But now it's a more pressing need, just because he's playing more minutes and he's guarding very good players from other teams, and he can do it. But it's just got to be at the front of his mind. But I've really been pleased overall with his attitude, his approach. He's been very vocal with our team, which we need without Bree, and it's really helped us.
When I talked to him for the show, and he said, going back to that concussion, he said there was a period of time afterwards where he said he loves going in the paint, he loves going in and mixing it up. He said there was a time afterwards where he was he was scared to go in traffic. He actually thought about twice. He was a little intimidated. He said he talked to you. And then, you know, after that, his mind was put at ease. Can you elaborate on what you said to him or what you guys talked about?
Well, you know, we've had a lot of conversations, so I'm not sure what specific conversation that was, but I mean that was a heck of an injury. That was something that you know, hopefully you never have to see a guy go through, and obviously a traumatic event, figuratively and literally. So yeah, it takes some time to recover, you know, physically, but also mentally, and get back to the aggressiveness that you want to have on the floor without really worrying about what might happen. But again, I think he's really taken a big jump in terms of his assertiveness and his aggressiveness since Bree got injured. You know, sometimes when one guy is taken out of the equation, another guy, you know, sees an opportunity to step into and step up, and sometimes they're ready and sometimes they're not. And you know, he's certainly making it look like, particularly on the offensive end, he was more than ready.
For Trey, getting back out there, was it an excitement level or kind of a, you know, back out there feeling good about that? Kind of what was his?
Yeah, as much of an excitement level as there can be for him. You know, he's pretty even keel guy, but you know, he had his mindset really since the day after the George Mason game when he re-injured his ankle. He had his mindset on getting back for that game, if at all possible. And you know, he's certainly not 100%, but you know, to have him out there, it really has a positive effect on our team. Just the way that he communicates with his teammates and calms guys down on the offensive end, and he's a veteran guy, so he knows what to do out there and what to say out there. So it obviously really helped.
You talked about fluidity on offense last home game, and then you guys, you know, shot the ball very well at GW. How much was having Trey there, and how much was execution kind of the determiner in how you guys scored the basketball?
Yeah, I think having Trey there was a big part of it, and then I think our guys' willingness to really work to get the best shots we could get. That was probably the number one point of emphasis on offense, was what we call shot quality, and it was much different from the LaSalle game to the George Washington game. Now in the LaSalle game, we missed even a lot of the really good shots that we took, which I don't tend to dwell on that. You know, if we can get great shots, I think over time you're gonna make a good enough percentage of them if you have good shooters. So the guys did a much better job working for great shots or turning down not so good shots. There was only a couple examples of some forced shots on Saturday, and you know, the percentages from 2 and from 3 really corresponded with that.
Coach, you got some good bench scoring in Terry Larry, but Doug Brooks goes off for 12 against George Washington. How is that performance going to affect his playing time moving forward with the guys he let go?
Yeah, we need all those guys. I mean, not necessarily just to score, but we need them to come in and play with energy and help our team. They all do something a little bit different, and they can all play together, so it's not a matter of playing one and not playing another. But you know, depth is going to be a big factor for us going down the stretch. So you know, we need to be able to play 9, 10, 11 guys, and every one of those guys be able to go in the game and contribute.
Elephant is part of one of the largest auto insurance companies in the world, with operations in 7 countries. But we only have one hometown, Richmond. Thank you, Richmond. We're proud to be one of your fastest growing employers. More care, less cost. That's the Elephant difference.